Now, let's get one thing straight, okay? I wholeheartedly believe in giving women attention. I wholeheartedly believe in treating women very well and being a well-respected gentleman when you're in the presence of a woman, especially a woman that you are potentially dating or in a relationship with. However, despite all of that being true, what I'm going to be doing today is showing you when to ignore a woman, and specifically if she displays these 3 traits, which will lead to behavior that you ultimately don't want. So if you stick with me until the end of this video, rest assured, one thing I can promise is that you will be able to spot the red flags far sooner than majority of men do. And on top of that, you're going to know how to correct the behavior so that way you can potentially still have a stable, successful, wonderful, and intimate relationship with that woman. Let's dive in. Now, a preface to this video: you do not ever become emotionally reactive. You do not yell at a woman. You do not swear. You do not look like a child. You do not blow up. You do not start fights. And you 100% do not demonstrate the exact same behavior that you're receiving back. Okay? You are the adult. You are an adult. You're a strong, rational man. You are going to be stronger than your emotions instead of your emotions being stronger than you. Now, the very first reason why you should 100% remove attention and ignore a woman is due to the fact if she is intentionally starting fights, picking fights, or starting arguments simply to gain attention. See, there's multiple reasons for this, but here's what you have to understand at the forefront. Women desire attention. And oftentimes what you're going to notice is that if they are in a position where they don't feel validated, or they feel as if they are not necessarily receiving enough of your time, enough of your energy, enough of your investment, what they are going to be doing and try to do is to move you off center. And the reason why they're doing that is they are trying to get an emotional reaction out of you in order to get your time, your care, or your attention. You see, what will happen is they don't necessarily care if that energy that you're giving them is positive or negative. They just want to see a reaction. Now, the reason why you must remove your attention if this happens is because if you were to reward that behavior, if you were to give a woman time, energy, and attention who is 100% starting fights or starting arguments with you, what you're doing is you're literally psychologically conditioning her to behave that way whenever she wants something. So I want you to think of this like a toddler. If a toddler cries, and every single time that the toddler cries, they get a cookie or they get a pack of gummy worms and they're rewarded for crying, that child will consistently, or that toddler will consistently demonstrate that behavior. If you continue to give attention to a woman that is not acting respectfully, what you're going to notice is that you are conditioning that behavior to keep occurring. Therefore, what she will repetitively do is start fights and move you off center simply to get your approval. 100%, if this occurs, you want to remove attention. As a high value man, your life is complex enough, right? You're probably busy with your career, your profession, what have you. Okay. Because of that, you need to be focused on your purpose and your own things going on in your life. You do not have time to argue over pointless things. The second reason why you're going to want to ignore a woman and remove all of your attention from her is if she is consistently needing attention from multiple men and is not content with that attention being just from you, especially if you are in a committed relationship from her. Now, rest assured, the way I look at this is I look at this from reverse. And how I would look at this from reverse is if I happen to be a father. Okay, if I happen to be a father and let's say I had a daughter, okay, and she was dating a guy or she was potentially thinking of marrying a guy, the one thing that I would do is I would look at his behavior. And if I were to see that the man that she is in love with, or the man that she is wanting, or the man that she's wanting to stay in that relationship with is consistently needing, sexual options from multiple women, I would 100% tell my daughter in that situation, hey, this is probably not a great guy to pair with long term. The same thing goes for women, okay? When a woman is needing multiple attention, okay, from multiple options, from multiple men, that is going to be a huge red flag that you do not want to commit for the long haul in a relationship with that woman. And that is when you're going to want to remove the attention. Now, what you have to be very, very aware of, especially in today's day and age, is you have to be aware at understanding and seeing what attention-seeking behavior looks like. Okay, this could be posting provocatively on social media. Okay, this could potentially be going out with her girlfriends and being loud and being obnoxious and needing to be the center of attention. This could come out in various ways, whether it's through Snapchat or different social media apps where she's keeping up streaks and things with men who she may or may not be seeing. These are big red flags. The more attention options that a woman is keeping open, what she's really thinking in her head is, you are probably not the best that I can do. Therefore, I'm wanting to expand my options to see if anything else out there is better. That 100% is a woman who does not value you to the degree that you're going to want her to. This is when you are going to want to ignore that woman and start to remove the attention. And the third reason why you should remove attention from a woman is if she is non-compliant with certain requests that bother you. Now, think about this at a deep level. When I say not compliant with requests that you make towards her that are specifically bothering you, meaning changing to some degree her behavior, you have to look at this in reverse. Because what happens is a lot of guys are wanting to come off as non-controlling, quote unquote, or they think it's toxic to set any sort of boundary or standard or stipulation. And this could not be further from the truth. I want you to reverse this in your own head for a second. I want you to imagine that you're in love with a beautiful woman. And I want you to imagine that you care about her greatly, okay? And you're looking at this woman for the long term and you actually deep down want her. Maybe even this is potentially the woman who you would want to be the mother of your children. Now, if you care about a woman that much and she came to you with a specific request that she wanted you to do for her or to potentially change your behavior in order to make her happier in that one instance or to make the relationship cohesion go smooth, 9 times out of 10, majority of men would do it. And they would do it because they love and care for her. You have to understand that by you having a standard shows the expectation that you have in the relationship for how the companionship should be ran. Majority of men do not have a standard whatsoever. What that means is if you are dating a woman and certain things bother you, certain things upset you, and certain things that she's doing she may or may not be aware of is actually deep down not sitting right with you, it is 100% in your best masculine interest to set the tone, okay? Explain the requests that you would like to have been made, and see if she is compliant. If she is non-compliant, despite it actually upsetting you, she deep down does not care about you in the way that you probably care about her. Therefore, this is a woman that you are going to want to remove your attention from. These are the 3 points that if majority of men would look at from the outside looking in into their own life as a true observer, you would see that majority of women you're going to meet are not necessarily worth it for the long haul to commit to. And this means that you as a man have to be smart and actually screen the level of people. And I don't care if it's friends, I don't care if it's women, I don't care if it's relationships. You have to screen the level of people that you actually want to allow to have access into your life. If you like this video, I want you to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.